Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday, July 20th, and the three favorite picks are on the way. We've been red hot, but yesterday we got humbled a little bit. Let's recap yesterday. As always, it's Austin joined by Logan, a 1-3 day. Probably one of our first bad days in, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I know it hasn't been a great season for us, but we've been pretty hot. But yesterday, just things did not go our way. Eric Lauer did his job. Cal Quantrill, we talked about him. I said he'd be on a limited pitch. See a ton of batters third time through. He only saw 19 batters yesterday. If I told you that, would be probably like we cashed. No, he went 6 innings. The Royals stink. And then we lost both of our first 5 unders. I'll talk about mine. I'll let Logan talk about his. Mine had 0 runs going to the bottom of the 4th. Then the runs just spawned out of nowhere. So tough break there. Logan, I'll let you rant a little bit about Sonny Gray.
Dude, Sonny Gray is an actual op. I mean, to come in there and just have his own, you just told me the quick stats, second career start with 8 earned runs. I mean, just you cannot pick a worse start for Sonny Gray. And it sucks that he saved that for us. I mean, I was sitting there questioning if he was tipping his pitches because they were on him every single time. I mean, he clearly didn't have it, but the Diamondbacks knew exactly what was coming. That was just tough because the Cardinals didn't score a single run through 5. It sucked that Sonny Gray had to implode like that.
Yeah, that was a tough break. But you know what? We'll probably maybe back Sonny Gray in his next outing. He'll throw a gem. So definitely keep that on your notes list. But let's dive into our picks today. Let's have a good Sunday. We got 3 of them. Let's try to go 3-0 today. I'll dive into my first one. I have 2 pitcher props. Logan got first 5 pick he really likes. Let's get into my first one. Should be no surprise if you watched the last 2 videos. You know where I'm heading for my first pick. I've been back to Toronto. I'll be taking Jose Berrios under 2.5 earned runs. States minus 125. Bet 365, a 1-unit play. Berrios, the Blue Jays, we're backing them once again. We're not backing the Blue Jays bats, so I think they could get to Robbie Ray, but I'm not going to do that. Robbie Ray is making his return back to Toronto. But again, we're fading the Giants. They couldn't do it against Bassett. Couldn't do it against Lauer. And I'm willing to take my chances for them to do it against Berrios. I got to pay this team to do it. And this has just been a terrible team. And I'll continue to fade them until they burn me. And heck, they might have to burn me twice in a row. Or I probably won't back a terrible pitcher. But I like Berrios. I think he's a great pitcher at home. Throws a lot of slurves, which guys don't really see. Hard to pick up. And I think he can go out there and pitch well. Also, you got to talk about the start of this game. It's a 12 p.m. Eastern time. So we're talking about a Giants team that's used to playing on the Pacific Coast time. Biological clockwise, it's a 9 a.m. start for them. So again, getting up for one of those games could be tough. They also are traveling to Atlanta after this game. And Berrios has had a full week off to get ready because he had a terrible outing on Sunday last week. He went out there 3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs against the White Sox. Not a great close to the break for him. I anticipate him wanting to show up and pitch pretty well in this one. We've seen him under this line in 12 of 20 starts. I think 6 of 10 at home or something like that. So about 60% of the time he goes under this line. And he's been good enough to get it done against a Giants team that in July versus righties and 231st with a 94 WRC plus, which is 19th. They own the 3rd highest soft contact rate. This is just a bad team. And we've seen Berrios, he's allowing a 198 batting average with runners in scoring position, 179 with 2 outs. He's been great against right-handed batters as well. And you look at the Giants, we know they're going to have a bunch of righties in there as well as lefties like that. You look at the guys against him. Devers has obviously seen him a lot, being a part of the Red Sox, facing the Blue Jays a bunch, but he's 8 for 40 against Berrios, batting 200. Chapman's seen him a good amount, 3 for 18. Adames is really the only guy that's seen him and had good splits, 5 for 7, but Adames is clearly not the same player is this year as he was in previous years when he probably saw Berrios. So I'm fading them. If they figure it out today on a Sunday, congrats to him. But I can't. I have to pay to find out. This again, Berrios coming off a bad start. He's only had back-to-back 3 earned runs or more starts once this season. That was all the way back in April. I trust him to go out there at home, pitch well, give us that under 2.5 earned runs here. Also, the Blue Jays bullpen is pretty well rested as well. So I'm not too worried about them trying to stretch out Berrios to get 7 or something like that. If he goes going into the 7th, he's probably pitching pretty well. So my first play today, Jose Berrios, under 2.5 earned runs. But I'm throwing to Logan. I love his pick today. Logan, I'll let you take it away. What you got?
Yeah, for my pick today, I'm staying here in Philadelphia where I live, taking the Angels and Phillies first 5 under 4.5, minus 110 odds on Bet 365 is your best value. I am not willing to say the first 5 unders are dead, but if you have looked at the slate a lot, the first 5 unders in a lot of these games have been going over. A lot of these starting pitchers are unreliable. Can't trust them. I think these two are 2 guys we want to back today. Let's talk about this series too, because we've seen a lot of runs so far in this Philadelphia series. I mean, it would be pretty easy to wake up, look at this game, and click the over button for the full game because these games have soared over. I mean, yesterday was incredibly high scoring. The game before that, 11 runs. I think the trend in the series shifts a little bit on a Sunday, that's the weirdest day to bet baseball. It's Sunday's the trend breaker day. But I like these two starting pitchers. Let's talk about the first one, Ranger Suarez, who starts for the Phillies, 2.15 ERA, 1.06 whip. I love backing Ranger Suarez. One of my favorite pitchers to back, especially for an under. He's just efficient, and he's very hard for a lot of these batters to see. Suarez's expected ERA is a 2.8, which is 93rd percentile, meaning the regression is not supposed to really kick in for this guy. He's good, and he hopefully should stay good for us today. His hard hit percentage, 99th percentile. I mean, when you got a hard hit percentage that low, and you're a pitch to contact ground ball pitcher that can still generate strikeouts, you check a lot of boxes for me. Suarez is able to get those soft contact ground ball outs. That's the theme of today's starting pitching matchup. He's 85th percentile in ground ball percentage, which is elite. I think the Angels are really going to struggle to get to him. Suarez is only allowing a 179 batting average with men on. I just don't think they're really going to be able to see Ranger Suarez today. His ERA is a slightly tick higher at home, but historically, Ranger Suarez dominates at Citizens Bank Park, and I don't see a lot of these Angels really being able to get to him. If you kind of look at a lot of the splits, a lot of them don't even see Ranger Suarez well in the times they faced him. Love his matchup today. And then on the other side, it's going to be Jose Soriano starting for the Angels, 3.9 ERA, 1.45 whip. Now, if I were to pick a guy in here that I'm a little bit more scared of, it is Soriano, obviously. But what we had to check about him is how he pitches on the road, because you could say that Sonny Gray's, the writing was on the wall for him to have a bad road start because his road ERA was higher than his home ERA. But Soriano's the reverse of that, which I need to see today. 2.47 ERA on the road compared to a 5.65 ERA at home. So he's been much more efficient and better on the road, which is what he's going to need to be today. Like I said, the theme of today's starting pitching matchup is pitch to contact ground ball pitchers. Soriano, just like Ranger Suarez, is a ground ball guy, but he is 99th percentile in ground ball percentage. And we know this Phillies team really loves to elevate the ball, hit home runs, hit extra base hits, deep into the outfield. But Soriano, that's not really Soriano's game. He wants them to roll over on ground balls, and I could definitely see the Phillies doing that today against the sinker, which is what he throws. Bohm, Realmuto, and Stott all have a -4 or -5 run value. And if you ask me really where I think this Phillies lineup is boom or bust, it's those guys I just mentioned right there. If those guys don't get production today, I'll live with like Harper, Schwarber, etc., especially because Soriano has not allowed a home run on the road. Knock on wood. Let's hopefully not jinx that today. I mean, we saw Sonny Gray set the tone yesterday for the first 5 when he allowed that Eugenio Suarez home run. So it's just one of those things, like if you're betting a first 5 under, you cannot have home runs. And looking at these two pitchers, they both do a very good job of keeping the ball on the ground. If you look at really who hits the sinker well on this Phillies lineup, it's Schwarber and Castellanos. Those are the best guys against the sinker. But again, Soriano doesn't really allow home runs. So what is Kyle Schwarber going to do? We know he's home run or bust. That's typically what he is. And Castellanos coming off a pretty good game yesterday. But again, I just don't see 1 through 9 production for this Phillies lineup today against Soriano. Love his matchup. Obviously love Ranger Suarez's matchup. Give me a first 5 under. I love this pick today. Hopefully it can cash. But Austin, you got another player prop. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'll wrap the video with one more player prop. It is an under and earned runs. This one, I really like. The stats back it up. The only thing that's going against us is we're going back to the scene of the crime, and we're going against a team and a pitcher that has historically, we've been on the wrong side of his starts, and that's going to be Jansen Junk. Let's talk about him. Under 2.5 earned runs. Now, why I say that, we just backed Quantrill's under announced. We expected the Royals to do something. They didn't. Let Cal Quantrill go over. It would be on brand for them to show up against Jansen Junk, which would be very aggravating. But at the end of the day, it's very similar to the Giants thing. I mean, we got to fade these bad offenses. We can't continue to just back like they're going to turn it around today, and then that never happens. And so you take the stats and you got to go with them. And I think Jansen Junk, who's been pitching like one of the best pitchers in baseball, I think can go out there and pitch well, especially being at home. And this is a Royals offense that I'm just not afraid of. In July, the Royals own a 222 batting average, 26th, and an 84 WRC plus, 26 versus righties. This is a team that has struggled. They also struggled with runners in scoring position. And Jansen Junk, as I said, has been really great this season. A 1.89 ERA and 217 batting average allowed at home. And he's only allowed one home run in his 50 innings pitched. So again, not giving up those home runs. And that can kind of be the death to an earned runs prop when you're at he's allowed 0. He gives up 2 base runners. Maybe he's in his 5th inning, and maybe that's the last inning. He gives up a 3-run blast. Right? Dang it, that really sucks. You'd rather take a double. That's at least not a run on the board. And I really think he can go out there and pitch well. And what I like about him, he's great against righties. I mean, we see him 212 batting average, 458 OPS to right-handed batters. We've talked about Jansen Junk before. He's not a guy that goes deep into games. He has had some games where it goes 6, 7 innings, but it's not like he's seeing 27. It's more so he sees his 22 to 24 batters. And that's it. So he's not a guy that sees a third time through all too often, yet to throw 85 pitches so far. And the reason he can go farther into games is because he's 100th percentile walk percentage. So he can go out there and pitch pretty well, but I don't see him going more than a third time through the order and seeing the top 5 batters, which are all mostly righties, except for Vinny Pasquantino. But again, like I said, 100th percentile walk percentage, 83rd in barrel percentage. His 3 July starts, 2, 0, and 0 earned runs. And given the length they got out of Chalkboard yesterday, they don't really need a guy like Jansen Junk to go out there and throw, 100 pitches or give them 6, 7 innings pitched. If he goes out there and he's at the mid 80 pitches after 5, they'll take him out. There's no reason to run him into the ground. He is a reliever turned starter, and I think he can go out there and pitch well. This is just a Royals offense I'm just not afraid of. I just have to fade him. I have to. After what they did with Chalkboard, who's been one of the worst pitchers in baseball yesterday, I mean, sure, if they want to hit Jansen Junk today, fine, so be it, but I'll take the under there. So our 3 pick, Jose Berrios under 2.5 earned runs. The Angels, Phillies, first 5 under 4.5, and Jansen Junk's under 2.5 earned runs at -140. A little bit juicy, but hey, we'll take the juice on a Sunday and hopefully cash and go 3-0 today. Those are our 3 picks. Let's try to go and bounce back after 2 not great days post All-Star break. Yesterday or 2 days ago, just a 1-1 day. Yesterday, 1-3. Hopefully it starts with a 3-0 day. We can kickstart another one of those 12-0 or 12-1 runs. We are certainly capable, which we've done in the last few weeks. Let's bounce back and have one of those good days. Either way, it's Austin Logan. We're signing out. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. See you guys then. Peace out.